Welcome to Kitty Unfiltered. My name is Kitty, and this is This Week on Trial 4 Opening Statements. This is where I try out a bunch of products for a week, and then at the end of the week, I give my final verdict on if they're staying in my collection, if they're worth the money, if I'm decluttering them, if you should pass. So let's just get right into it. I do have several first impressions this week. Lancome's Le Base Pro Perfecting Makeup Primer Smoothing Effect Oil-Free. The Lancome Tint Idole Foundation, I have samples of 260 and 340. A Kylie Jenner Lip Kit in Posy K. An Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Primer. The Too Faced Chocolate Gold Eyeshadow Palette. Then I have 3 products that I have used once or twice, but I've never really taken the time to sit down and figure out how to really use them. Starting with Benefit's Dr. Feelgood. The Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in 3. And the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in Auburn. Tarte's High Performance Naturals Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Exposed. And finally, Chanel's Soletan de Chanel Cream Bronzer. Now, I've already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. I'm gonna start with putting Rolling in the Dough on my inner corner and my brow bone with a Sephora Fluffy Crease Brush. Next, I'm putting So Bougie in the transition area with a Sephora Pro Tapered Crease number 19. So the reason that I am feeling so much better today is I had an appointment at the VA pain clinic this morning, and I got 2 shots in my back, which doesn't sound as horrible as you think it would be because they spray a numbing spray on your back before they actually give you the shot. So it's kind of more like being at the dentist where you can, feel what the dentist is doing, but it doesn't really hurt. It was more of those things. Next, I'm going to work Cocoa Truffle into the crease and the outer V with a Sephora Pointed Crease Brush. I also got an acupuncture thing, which I am killing myself right now because I cannot remember the name of it. It's like something like a combat acupuncture or deployment acupuncture, and being in the military, it's killing me that I cannot for the life of me remember the name of this thing. But basically they put like 5 or 6 little nails in my left ear in the cartilage, which you can kind of see when I turn to the side, and those help with some of like your headaches and body aches and things like that. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what they're called, and it's really ticking me off because it's a military term and I should know this, but it has escaped my foggy memory. These colors seem to be sticking a little bit. I have used a different eye cream and face oil on my eyes, so that may have something to do with it. Normally with Too Faced shadows, I don't have to set them down, but this time I'm going to have to. So I'm going to go back into Rolling in the Dough on that Sephora Fluffy Crease Brush and blend out those brown colors and set down the rest of my lid. My pain level got better almost instantly, and I am kind of through the roof with happiness and energy right now because this is the first time I've had this low level of pain, especially in my back, in about 6 weeks. So I'm having a good day. Okay, now I'm going to go back into that Cocoa Truffle with that Sephora Pointed Crease Brush and continue working on my outer V. So that's blending much better now. Now I'm going to take Decadent on a Morphe M507 and define my crease and outer V. Okay, be careful with this black, it packs a lot of punch. And now I have it stuck in the little crepey folds of my eyelid. Not near as a defined look as I thought it was going to be. So apparently my eyelids are extra saggy today. Just blending that out with the MAC 224S. Back to the acupuncture that I have forgotten the name of. Those little studs are going to stay in there. He said about 4 or 5 days they'll fall out on their own, and it should last about 6 to 8 weeks. The shot, he said, could last 4 or 5 months. What really ticks me off is I've said the name of this type of acupuncture to myself at least a dozen times today since I got the thing. For the life of me, still can't remember what it is. And I'm still having a lot of trouble blending that black out with my extra crepey lids. That's going to be something that I have to work on when I have a little more time. But today my eyeshadow is just going to be extra smoky at work. Good thing I work at a place where dramatic makeup is appreciated. I'm taking So Bougie to kind of buff out that black. Not my best work ever, but it'll do. I'm gonna take a little of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser in Brightener Illuminator and do a partial cut crease. Mainly just to give those glitter shadows that are coming up something to stick to. This definitely worked a lot better when I still used the sponge, but I had to take the sponge off because it got kind of nasty. I just use my finger to blur it out and it just won't be a precise line. And that's okay with me. I think I'm going to try Rich Girl on the inner portion of my eyelid and Moneybags on the outer portion just because I want to play with this green. And I'm just using a Sephora blending shadow brush to do that. You can use any sort of flat compact brush. Now I have that Gwen Stefani, if I was a rich girl, na 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 na, stuck in my head. As you all can tell, I am not a singer. Which is a shame because most of the theaters around here do musicals. So it's hard for me to find a place I can act since I don't really sing. Okay, I'm gonna go clean that up and then I'll be back to finish the face. I part my hair based on what my bangs are deciding to do today, and apparently they're deciding to do this, so this is my hair. I'm starting the face with Lancome's LA Base Pro, avoiding the under eye area since I have something I want to try there. This is very slippery, almost greasy feeling. Not quite silicone, more like silicone mixed with a moisturizer. Huh. Or a face oil. It's very strange. But I need the hydration, so we'll see if it helps. Now for the Dr. Feel Good, just putting a little bit of that under my eyes using the sponge it came with. See if it does anything to help fill in the little wrinkles there. Next I'm going in with some Tarte Shape Tape in the color Light. I'm using this product today because I already know how it performs, so it'll give me a better idea of how it performs over the Dr. Feel Good and in the area where it meets the Lancome primer. Now for the Lancome Tentadol, I am going to go ahead and try the color 340, just because 340 sounds like it would be darker than 260, and I'd rather use up the darker one first since we're going into winter. Seeing how there's such tiny samples, I don't really see how that matters. It feels very nice on the skin. I don't know if that's from my skin prep or the primer or the foundation itself, but it feels very smooth. While the foundation's still somewhat creamy, I'm going to be putting on the Chanel Tan de Chanel with a Real Techniques buffing brush. I tend to put the initial layer on in a stippling motion, and then I go back and blend it. Now for that Tarte Blush and Exposed, I'm just using a Sonia Kashuk blush brush. I was worried I wouldn't get much color with it coming off of a paper, but it's doing alright. And there's still plenty left. Since I forgot to grab a highlighter for this project, I'm just going to use the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian because it happens to be handy. Now to curl my lashes with the Tweezerman Lash Curlers. Basic Physicians Formula eyeliner. My hand appears to be very unsteady currently. Probably because I'm in a hurry. I'm gonna run some of this Cocoa Truffle color under my eye with just this little Smashbox brush I grabbed. Just using the Tarte Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara, again because it's handy. And now for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Primer. As far as I know, you just smear it in your brows and then brush them into place. Now for the Benefit Precisely My Brow in shade 3. Just drawing a little under and kind of filling out this tail just a little. I just got my brows waxed 2 days ago, which is why I'm trying brow stuff this week. Now using a crown brush, eyebrow brush, to put in my Anastasia brow powder in Auburn. I don't really have time to be too precise, so I'm kind of just going back and forth between the two colors. I can tell you that wax is making a big difference in making the powder stick. And finally, for the Kylie lip kit in Posy K. Okay, and that's it for trying the products on. I have about 4 minutes to get dressed and run out the door for work, so I will be back in a few hours to report on how this lasted throughout a work shift. Okay, it's about 6 hours later and I am back. I have done 0 touch-ups in that time, so let's get in here close and look at the damage. So as far as the base face stuff goes, primer seems to have done its job fine. Even the Benefit Dr. Feelgood looks to have done its job fine as well. Foundation looks pretty much the same as when I put it on. It is a shade too dark, but whatever, it's a sample. I'll just keep using it till it's gone. Brows are still good. Remarkably, if you zoom in here, even with 17 additional eyelids in that fold in my eye, it did not eat off any of the shimmer shades or the sparkle or glitter or whatever they are. I usually always have an issue with my eyelids kind of eating sparkle. It usually happens about the 5 to 6 hour mark, and that's where I'm at right now, and it's still holding up. I did put a concealer down because I did a part cut crease, so this first part has concealer under it, but this green part out here doesn't have anything additional other than the Urban Decay anti-aging eye primer or priming potion, and it had a layer of powder between the potion and the eyeshadow, and it still stayed on just fine. Eyeliner looks fine, eyebrows look fine, cheeks still look fine. Oh, lips! Still have lips. I'm trying to remember what all I have in this project. So as for the Kylie lip kit, this is 6 hours in. It did look great until about an hour ago when I went to go eat. It looked almost perfect until then. And then, I ate dinner, and even after eating, and there was some greasy food and appetizers and alcohol were involved, and even then it still looked pretty good. But then I came home and suffered like 5 minutes of trinket kisses, and that kind of did it in a little bit. But I will say that on its own, just the lip liner and the liquid lipstick, I did get that lovely kind of butthole effect where my lips were kind of like dry and puckered. I put on a layer of Buxom lip gloss in Kimberly, I believe. It's kind of a shiny pale pink, and that got rid of that instantly. It smoothed right back out. My lips looked nice and plump again, and it didn't cause any of the lipstick to transfer. Sometimes you take a liquid lipstick and you put gloss on it, and then the gloss kind of, like loosens up the consistency of the liquid lipstick so that it kind of comes off a little. No, it stayed fine. So it was on for like 5 hours before I ate anything, and I was drinking water and doing a lot of talking, and yeah, I didn't have any issues with it at all. So I really think so far it's a good formula, but for me, I do have to put a lip gloss on it to keep it from doing that kind of drying out my lips puckering thing. But it still held up, yeah, pretty good. I didn't fill in my lips with a lip liner, I just did the outside, but even with eating, it still looked pretty good. It was all the trinket kisses I got when I got home that kind of really did it in, but blush is on, everything's good. So far everything's good. The one thing I will say that I learned, well, 2 things. Obviously I learned that I'm going to have to use a lip gloss over the Kylie lip kit, and for the Too Faced Chocolate Gold eyeshadow, I am going to have to set the primer before I put the other stuff on. Or actually, no, I used a different face oil today, and I put that on my eyelids too. So I think tomorrow when I do my makeup, I'm going to leave the face oil off and just do my regular moisturizer and serum and essence and that sort of stuff, and see how that affects my makeup. Because it may have been the oil that caused that to slip a little. So we'll try it without oil tomorrow, and then if it's still doing the thing where it's hard to blend out without setting down first, then I will obviously set it down before I continue applying powder into the crease and stuff. But yeah, so far so good. I am liking everything. Oh, I forgot about the Soleil Tendu Chanel. Yeah, it's still there. I can still see it. It's part of the face products. It's fine. So hopefully I have remembered everything, and thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Bye.